Hi, my loves. Let's hope my internet connection's okay. I'm at the grocery store parking lot, and so I hope, and I drove off into a section of the parking lot that's kind of over in the corner, so I'm not distracting anybody, but you guys want to know the honest truth? Wanted an excuse to wear sunglasses. So I'm not feeling so hot today. I'm not feeling 100%. Woke up. Hey, mama. I woke up and hey, everybody that's hopping on. All of a sudden, there was just 13 people. So, hey, guys, I don't know why it's not showing me who's on, but hey, Laura. I woke up this morning and you're early. Yay. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Kat. Yay. I see you guys all hopping on now. Hey, Dara. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Lisa. Daisies. Hey, Daisies. Okay, sorry, that's hard for me to say. So, hi, Thomasetta. Casey. Hey, guys. So I woke up this morning scratchy. Hey, Melinda. Hey, Mallory. Hi, Cindy. Yay, you caught alive. Hey, LD. So you hear my voice is a little off. I woke up with a scratchy throat. My throat was a little scratchy yesterday. Today was a little more scratchy. And I took a zinc when I got into work after I ate. And then, hey, Amber. And I felt like okay. And then probably around 3 o'clock, my eyes started burning. My throat was a little bit more scratchy, so I decided to, and my sciatic nerve, this is totally unrelated, but my lower back and my sciatic nerve have been flared up for a few days. It just happens to me sometimes. It's the way I work out. It's my genetics. It used to happen to my mom, happen to my sisters, but I've never had it flare. Usually it just flares and I feel it like in my hip. It's flared so bad that I feel it in my hip, in my calf, and I feel it into my toe. Because for you guys that don't know, your sciatic nerves runs literally from your hip all the way down to your toe, and this is the first time it's been flared all the way down. So it's really hard for me to get comfortable at work. It's really hard for me to get comfortable at night. I don't know if maybe I'm fighting a virus and that's what's going on with my sciatic nerve. Probably not. I think that's like a sports injury that's just kind of lingered. The point is, I took off from the gym tonight. I might need a steroid on the spine. No, Al, no, I don't want it. Guys, I'm a baby with that stuff. I have a really, really high pain tolerance. I don't like medication, and I do not like doctors. So I have not taken, everyone's like, did you take Tylenol? Did you take Advil? Nope, I haven't. Nope. Have I seen a doctor? No. Why aren't you going to the chiropractor? Maybe I'll go to the chiropractor on Saturday. I don't like doctors. It's not that I don't like shots. I don't mind getting shot. I just don't like putting this in my body. I'm one of those weirdos. I know. Don't yell at me. Don't judge me. But I hate it. I'd rather just let my body, I'd rather take care of my body, give it what it needs to heal itself, and let it do its job. Because I believe your body can heal itself. But I also know when it's time to cave to medicine, and I'm just not there yet. Usually taking an Advil will just knock it out. It'll just get rid of the inflammation. And I've been taking turmeric. I'm doing all my natural stuff. That said, I'm drinking kombucha out of my pretty SPWF cup. That's why I left the house. One, so I could put sunglasses on because I look like a hot mess, more than usual. Two, because I wanted to pick up a kombucha, and I'm at the grocery store. I wanted to pick up stuff so I can make myself soup. Although I'm on a really strict eating plan right now, so I got this throat coat tape. We'll just do a little haul while we're waiting for you guys to hop on, and then we'll talk about if you're safe. I got cabbage. I got already chopped for a lazy girl who doesn't feel good, onions and carrots and celery. I got these to do my air fryer because my friend Sarah said she was doing it. And I was like, ooh, I think I might need some of those. Yeah, you made it to YouTube Live. Hi, Paige. And then I got this little mix. For the record, if my trainer knew I was eating peas or corn, he would probably get mad at me. But, what he doesn't know doesn't hurt him tonight. And then, that's not funny. You hire people because they know more than you, and then you don't listen to them. But I've listened to him for like 13 weeks. I just don't feel well, and I need to make myself soup. I got vegetable broth for my soup. I got some soy milk. Organic, of course. I don't have soy unless it's organic. Love you too. Yummy. And I got organic soy sauce not for my soup or anything, just because I eat a lot of Asian flavored stuff and I eat a lot of Italian flavored stuff. That's about all flavor I have in my diet right now. Oh my God, first live. Yay! Dawn, hi. You pray for me, and Adam, thank you so much. Mine would be mad about that pint of ice cream I ate. Shh. what she doesn't hurt her. Perfect time to catch you live. Always have to watch the replay. Yay, Rebecca, I'm glad you're here. Paleo. I used to do paleo for a really long time, and I had a lot of success with paleo, but then I stopped eating meat. You can't do paleo without meat. Hey, Ro, dinner is looking super delicious. Thank you so much, Rob. But yeah, paleo I got real lean on paleo. You're a pescatarian. Me too. So I was vegan. I was paleo for a long time. I did bodybuilding. And then I was paleo for a while. Then I was totally full vegan. And then I went into adding fish and even some eggs back into my diet because I was having a lot of problems with energy, with hair falling out, with a whole bunch of stuff. So I did add that back in for protein, and I started working with a trainer. And that's not what this video is about, you guys. I'm sorry. I was just showing my food while I was waiting for people to hop on. Hey, Lex. So I've gotten so many requests from you guys about my diet and my fitness, and I promise you guys I will do those videos. I promise. Did I watch Jess's video? Unfortunately, Randy is back in jail. Yes, Jess told me, and my heart breaks for Randy. But Jess says this best all the time, and Adam has the same quote, and Adam says it differently from Jess. He says, while there is breath, there's hope. And I think Jess says, as long as there is breath in your body, there's hope for you. And it doesn't matter. That's semantics if we get lost in quotes, but there will be, I pray for Randy, and I just pray that, he'll get it together. And as long as he's breathing, there's hope for him to get together. So my love and my prayers are with them. I actually met him when I went out to go meet Jess, and he's a wonderful guy. Adam got to speak to him on the phone, and he told me when I saw Adam in person that weekend, he was like, I don't know these people, but I instantly got a great vibe from both of them. Like, I felt a great connection from them. I believe that they're genuine people, and I can attest to that. So he'll be okay. I know he's got a lot of people backing him, and Jess and Reese are so amazing. So yeah, if you guys didn't see that, go over and watch her video from today. Okay, sorry. When the kombucha burns your throat, it's supposed to be a good thing, right? Or at least that's what they say. So I make this video around this time every single year, and it's perfect timing. Lisanne was the one that suggested that I made this topic right now. There's a hurricane that is by the southeast. It hasn't hit land yet, but it's causing some, scares. It's causing some drama right now. People are starting to get hit. I think the last she told me was Myrtle was getting hit. I haven't really followed the storm, but there are some people who feel obligated to go to visit, to push their way no matter what. They cannot skip a visit. They can't skip a week, whether it be because they're afraid that if they skip a week, he's going to get mad. He's going to have other visitors. They're not living up to their end of the bargain for being the best prison wife out there. Or it could be opposite end. He does get mad, and he starts making accusations, and he says you're doing something else, that you're not being trustworthy. If you can't make it to a visit, you don't love him, for whatever reason it is. And I always like to talk through this, especially when it comes to putting yourself at risk because of weather. Now, I remember the very first time I like the old police. I remember the very first time that I had to skip a visit. I was going Saturday, driving 2.5 hours there, driving 2.5 hours home, getting up Sunday morning, driving 2.5 hours there, driving 2.5 hours home. And that was every weekend for about 9 months. And I remember there was a weekend where in the feds, where he was at that point, they had points. And I know a lot of you guys use the points systems for your visits. If you know what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up in the comments. But where I was going at that time, Friday was 1 point, Saturday was 2 points, Sunday was 2 points, and federal holidays were free. And inmates got, I believe it was 8 or 9 points. I can't remember, it was so long ago, but they got a certain amount of points every month. So the way that I was able to finagle my visit, I could go every week. There were times where I would have to use a federal holiday. If I wanted to go every single week, I would have to use a federal holiday as one of those weeks, because otherwise he would run out of points. Because let's say his mother came with me to a visit, I would take up 2 points. She would take up 2 points if that was on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's just a way for them to regulate overcrowding and to make sure that it's fair for people to get visits. Thank you guys. Thank you, moderators. I love you guys. Thank you guys that are saying like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I really, really, really appreciate it. So, excuse me. Sorry. I think I'm starting to get sick. Oh my gosh. Melinda, thank you so much for the $5. I love, love, love you guys. And for you guys that don't know, all of the super chats and everything I get from the Free Adam merch and everything from YouTube is going to help Free Adam, whether that be to promote his petition or whether that be to, somebody suggested putting that away for when he comes home, and somebody else suggested potentially doing like a Free Adam month, or maybe I'll do Free Adam Fridays, where a lot of people don't have money to donate, so they asked me to, you guys are amazing, they asked me to put extra ads on my videos for a month or certain days of the week, just to let you guys play through the video, ads, let you guys play through the ads, because I get a teeny tiny little kickback. I don't even know what it is. Like, I can make 7 cents on a video. It's not a ton, but that is up if you guys watch them. So you guys are amazing. Thank you for that. And then if she said, if we could do a Free Adam Friday or Free Adam month where everybody donates $1. So sorry, I got lost in a tangent, but I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for that. I always hesitate to do that kind of stuff because I just like to give, I'm a giver. And you guys are begging me. You're so cute. Hey, Jess, we were just talking about you. So, okay, so my very first time that I had to miss a visit, it was a federal holiday, and I had gone throughout that weekend, and I told Adam, hey, what do you think about me coming on Monday too? It was, let's just say Labor Day, Veterans Day, something like that, and he was very sweet about it, but he told me no. He wasn't like, no. He goes, why don't you take the day off and do something for you? You haven't had a weekend to yourself in so long. And I remember I got so insecure, and I was like, why doesn't he want to see me? Why doesn't he want to visit me? And then I thought to myself, like, my friend was like, I was telling my friend about it, and she's like, Ro, he just told you he wants you to take a day to yourself. It also eats away at him sometimes. There's so much going on in the back, especially because he was at a penitentiary, a high security level prison at that point. And he was like, when I go back there, I just never know what I'm going to face. So he loved coming out there, but he also, sometimes it was a lot for him to have to go back to whatever drama was going on back there. So I say that to say, in times of inclement weather, right now, what's going on with the hurricane and all that, I need you guys to stand your ground and not drive out to visit when it's weather permitting. It's not safe for you. I remember my very first visit at McKean. McKean is all the way up in the mountains of Pennsylvania, and to get there you have to drive up these windy, hilly truck roads where you're literally in the mountains. I see those truck stops or those truck runoffs. Ooh, a big blue jay just flew in front of my car. That scared me. Where the trucks can run off, and there's those like sand ditches for them to go into, because those are the type of roads that you're driving. These trucks can lose control. And so I was chit-chatting with this girl on the way into visit, and she was telling me, oh, I don't come throughout the winter. She said, my very first time coming out here, she said, I saw cars. She was coming from Ohio to McKean. This story, I know I told this story, but I don't know if it was on a film video or a live video. I apologize that it's a repeat for some of you guys. But she said, I saw cars flipped over on the side of the road, and there's no guardrails. And so I looked over at the cop like, is she lying? And he was like, mm-hmm. He said, and from here, it snows here from October. He said, I grew up around here. I remember being a little kid in a snowsuit on Halloween. He said, and it can snow through May. So Adam and I decided then that I wasn't going to go out there when it was snowing, when it wasn't safe for me to go out there. And he had lost a friend in a snowstorm, in an accident related to being in a snowstorm. The friend, by the way, was he a weatherman? It was something like really ironic, but while he was inside, and he never forgave himself for that. Like, it always stuck with him. And so I never wanted to, he would be a anxious mess knowing I was on the road for that. And look, for what point? There's always going to be another visit as long as you don't put yourself at risk where you hurt yourself or, God forbid, can't go to another visit because you took the risk of going out there when it was unsafe to drive. And I know for you guys, the first time it's grueling. I'm telling you, that first winter that I couldn't go see him for 4 months felt like the longest winter of my life. It felt like it just felt like I hadn't seen him forever. But it got to the point where after a year or two, it was like, oh, it's just our winter recess. This is just part of it. You just get used to it. I'll see him when I can, when the weather breaks. It sucks not being able to see your husband for a few months. Of course it does. But you could always think back to, what about women who don't see their husbands for years? What about the women that have no contacts, that are co-defendants with their husbands? So they're literally not allowed to see them the whole entire time that they are away. If they can do it, I can get through a few months. If I can get through a few months and she can get through those 12 years, you can get through one weekend. Do not let him guilt you, and don't guilt yourself, and don't be so insecure that you think if you're going to miss one visit, your relationship is going to be over or you're doing something mean to him. I can't get down with the girls who say, well, I'm not going to not answer the phone when he's being an asshole to me because, oops, sorry, YouTube, when he's being a jerk to me because that's me punishing him and he's already punished. Like, I can't get down with that. I can't get down with you. I'm going to visit no matter what because he deserves a visit. Of course he deserves a visit, but you don't deserve to put your life at risk. I'm missing a super chat. Thank you so much, Ashley. So excited to have caught you live. Love you, Ro. Your videos always make my day better. Ashley, thank you so much, sweetheart. It really is it's just a matter of being mature about it, having a mature relationship. I remember when I first started doing this, it was my first winter, and I told you guys about my old boss who was, she was young. She was in her early 20s at the time. 30s at the time. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. I forgot to shut off my notifications. And that's my girl, Sam, that I told you guys on my last live video. We've been playing phone tag since December. And it's more me not having time to call her back. Oh, I need to call her back right after this live chat. Sam, this live video. Sam, if you're watching this, I miss you. My husband has 12 years sober and is adamant about sobriety coming first and never taking it for granted or getting lazy about it. It's an ever-progressing disease and it's so easy. I'm assuming you guys are talking about Randy. That story was so sad. I hope that guy is getting better. Okay, so let's go back to my boss. So I remember I was telling her, she goes, are you going to see Adam this weekend? And I said, no, I don't go see him in the winter. And she's like, I don't care. If it was Brian, her boyfriend at the time, she goes, if it was Brian, she's like, I would go see him regardless. And that's just such a young mentality. Like, when you're young, you think you're invincible and you think nothing's going to happen to you. And going to see your boyfriend or your loved one or that guy is the only thing that matters, and you'll put your life at risk for them. But I'm telling you, even though this hurricane has not made landfall yet, there are some serious weather issues from it. I did a video, it was about how much it costs to get to visit, where I logged everything that I spent from the minute I left my house to the minute I got home from my house. And I went over President's Day weekend last year, which was in February, and I made that video then. And one of the expenses was that I had to pull over and I had to get a hotel room unexpectedly on Sunday night. Thank God I had Monday off. Otherwise, I probably would have had to use a vacation day and call out because I was driving in an ice storm. I thought I left in time that I would get through it. It would be behind me and it would start after me. It just so happened to move faster than we thought it was going to move. And I literally was in it the whole drive home. And I had been driving for 8 hours, I believe, and I still was 2 hours away from home, and my GPS told me I would be there in 4. And I kept having to pull over and scrape my windshield. And I don't like driving in bad weather to begin with. I mean, really, who does? But I get really, really bad anxiety, and I was like 10 and 2ing it, white knuckling it, and I pulled over at, I think it was Wendy's, and I scraped my windshield, and I was like, all right, I have to find a hotel because I just can't do this. And my sister was saying, that's when my mom was still very sick at that point. So my sister was staying with her, and I called my sister. I said, can you stay overnight? She was like, of course. She said, I work tomorrow. I'm just going to borrow some clothes and some shoes. By the way, I wear a size 8. She wears a size 6. And so they were probably like flippers on her. But she's like, you do what you got to do. And I looked up, and across the street was a Seedy Econo Lodge. And I was like, yep, get in a room. So it was $65 extra, but I was safe. And so I just challenge you guys to do what is best for you, and that's what's going to be what's healthiest for your relationship, because you need to learn that it's okay to skip a visit. I'm telling you guys, telling you from experience, that first phone call that you miss, it's like somebody took a knife and stabbed you in your gut. That first visit you miss, it's like grueling, like, oh my God, I could be helping him, I could be getting him vending machine food, which is way better than chow hall food, and oh my God, what if he's mad at me, and what if I miss it, and what if he contacts an ex? Like, you got to be more secure in a relationship than that. You have to. And if anything of the sort happens, which you guys, come on, it won't, but if anything of the sort happens, that's not the right relationship for you. Nobody should ever guilt you into putting your safety at risk for going to see him, because most prisons are not in the most convenient areas. They put most prisons in these rural areas, and it's hard to get to, and most of us have a decent amount of time on a drive. Do you guys like my Bucks for Love cup? To get there. So let's do comments. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I just want to make sure that you guys stay safe and you don't put yourself at risk. I did a video about this where I was feeling perfectly fine. Right now I feel like I'm catching something and I'm fighting it. So I'm not the most energetic. The other one was okay, and I don't remember if I pulled it. I mean, it was much better than this, and I don't remember if I pulled it into YouTube. The middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's usually how they do it. I heard, and I don't know if it's true, I heard that they do it because of jobs, to give jobs to the community. I'm late, but hello, hello, Veronica. What is ensign? What does that mean? Here it snows starting September to May. Johnny, where are you? Oh, I was just crying to my friend. I'm like, I came out of my house so I could wear sunglasses on my live, and so I could get a kombucha because I feel like I'm getting sick. And I'm really sad that it's starting to get dark so early, and like, I want to boycott it. Like, why can't it be summer forever? I'm from the Mississippi, and he is in Indiana. I've made it clear that the winters are out. Good girl. Hours here in my hometown, Canada. Okay. Have a huge maximum security prison right in the middle of town. We used to have 2. Some places do. Like, I know there's one in Brooklyn. I know there's one in Manhattan. They're going to be in urban areas as well, but majority, at least I know for federal, they're in more kind of like rural areas. Okay. Land is cheap. I just put my hand over the camera. I'm sorry, my phone was falling. Land is cheap, pay people less, and it increases the tax money for the town. Yes. This summer killed me. I'm glad it's leaving. No. Snow is my life. My dad likes the cold too. Not me. As soon as we can, Adam and I are out of here. Do you guys have any questions you want me to answer? Anything else you guys want me to discuss? Ours is a condemned military base. I have so much I want to say. I have so much I want to say, but I can't yet. I love the cold. So I have some updates that I can't talk about yet, but I'm excited to share as soon as I can. One of them was a not so good one. My friend was like, can you do me a favor? And she needed me to send her an email. I was like, yeah, give me a minute. I have to put out a fire. And she's like, oh, work getting in the way again of your life. And I was like, no, the BOP getting in the way of my life every freaking day. I have so much to update you guys on. Eagerly waiting. Dallas is 6 weeks out. I am so excited. How are we doing personally? I hope well. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. Aside from, I feel like I'm just like coming down with something, but a lot of times that is because I have a stellar immune system. I work very hard to stay healthy, and I'm very proud of what I've done with my immune system. So when I start feeling like this, it could just be my body's way of telling me slow down, get some rest, and then I'll be good. But aside from that, I'm doing really well. We're all like hyped up and getting ready to go to Dallas. I hope there are good updates for the most part. We can all only imagine. One is like a I didn't know that update. That kind of scared me. One is a really good not really good, but like an okay update. And then the other one is like a I don't know update. Does that make everything worse? Probably. It's all about Adam. Get some thieves. Thank you. I have to remember to do that. Thank you, Ray. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. What should we not talk about on the phone lines? I'm not sure about that part. That is a great question, Kat. So, really quick, Losan's comment. If you want a purple cup, she can get it to you. I would not talk about other inmates by name. I would not talk about anything. Obviously, you would not talk about anything illegal. I wouldn't talk about staff members by name. Absolutely not. I wouldn't talk about, I don't think it's right to talk about other couples' relationships. I just think that that's kind of like messed up. It's not your business. Don't talk about things that aren't your business. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk about stuff that staff members did. Don't talk about things that are going to cause a red flag. Anything that is flag worthy. Guys, help me out here. But Adam and I err on the side of caution because Adam is high profile. He's watched very closely. So we won't talk about co-defendants. We won't talk about, I mean, the three main things are the corruption. Thanks, Melinda. The three main things, according to what I try to watch out for, I do not talk about other inmates by name. We do not talk about staff members at all. We do not talk about anything illegal. Watch anything inflammatory. Oh, Melinda, these are good. You know, yeah, you don't want to talk about anything that's going to raise a red flag. Just kind of keep it neutral. I just thought of something. You know, you don't want to talk about, like I was saying earlier, you don't want to talk about moves. You don't want to talk about anything that could potentially get things shut down. Like if I was like, guys, Adam's putting in for a transfer. He wants to go here, which I don't know what that is. This is me making it up. That could get it shut down because they can say that it's a safety and security risk. Or like, guys, Adam's going in for surgery today, which is not, Adam doesn't need surgery. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to talk about anything like that. You don't want to talk about I know a lot of people that won't talk about anything in their personal life, because here's the reality. People listen. One time, and over the phone and over email, it's kind of similar. One time I was telling Adam, this was years ago when I first started YouTube, before I pulled down my channel. So that was probably, and then of course I brought it back last year, but probably like 2012. So this is hysterical. For my day job, I work with lawyers. For my hotel room visit, I was making videos for YouTube. So I was like talking in my email about work. I was talking about making videos, and I was talking about lawyers, all in this one email, because I was talking about things Adam already knew about. None of that is wrong. Talk about that all you want. But I had a cop come up to me at visit, and he goes, hey, he's like, do you do commercials for lawyers? And I was like, I'm sorry. And he goes, do you do commercials for lawyers for a living? And I said, no. I said, I've done commercials before. I was like, and I work with lawyers, so it's really funny that you said that. And he was like, oh, okay. And he just walked away. He goes, no. He goes, oh, I thought I saw you in a law commercial. The girl looked just like you. And he walked away, and Adam's like, what's that all about? And I go, do you remember last night's email? I was talking about lawyers, work, and videos. He read our email, and he was trying to figure out what I do for a living. The end. And so nothing was wrong with that. But my point is, they read your stuff. They listen to your stuff. So just be careful. Nick, hey, I'm so glad you're here. I know you love your shout outs. So hey, everybody say hi to Nick. Who just made a mistake? Punishment for doing the crime is one thing, but that's where it should stop. I'm so glad that I saw you're all on YouTube to spread the word. I'm trying to bring change. Thank you, Dawn. I've been wondering at Visit, do you talk to Adam or do y'all talk to the couple sitting next to you like a group talk? It depends on who they are. We used to have a couple friends, and if they sat around us, sometimes it would be like a date, like a double date. Sometimes we would talk to each other. You can't do it a lot because you'll get in trouble for that. You're not supposed to talk to other, it's so silly, but you're not really supposed to talk to other couples. Like inmates aren't supposed to talk to other inmates while they're in there, aren't supposed to. But, oh, thanks, Sam. But it depends on the cops working Visit. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm playing with my hair because, guys, look at this strange curl that took place. What is going on here with this curl? Isn't that bizarre? It's like, what is that wonkiness? My hair has a mind of its own. Hi, Beyond Cloudy. What a cute little name. So what Lisanne just said was, we're doing a challenge. We are just a couple members short of 6 subscribers short of 6,000. Once we hit 7,500 members, as a thank you, Lisanne, if you guys don't know who Lisanne is, she was just commenting. She heads up all of the business stuff for Strong Prison Wives and Families. She said we're going to give away 3 of these cups. So if you're not already subscribed, look how cute these cups are. They're really sturdy. And by the way, excuse me, from a health nut, they're BPA free. I have my kombucha in there right now. They wash really easily. You can't put them in the dishwasher, but they wash really easily. This straw doesn't come out. You can't lose it. It's a good size cup. This is coming to Dallas with me. Anyway, it's a great color, purple too. When we hit 7,500 members, we're giving away 3 of these. When we hit 10,000 members, we're giving away 3 of anything out of the Help Free Adam merch store. You could pick what you want. It could be a sweatshirt, it could be a t-shirt, it could be a tank top, it could have whatever saying you want on it. I'm sorry, I keep saying members. Yes, I mean subscribers. I have been running a nonprofit for 7 years. I started this nonprofit called Strong Prison Wives and Families as I was building my YouTube channel in 2012, and then I pulled down my YouTube channel and I continue with the nonprofit. So when I'm just like in members mode, because members of the nonprofit, but I mean 100%, I mean subscribers. I'm sorry for the confusion. Oh, Lisanne, you are on point. 3-way calls are not legal at any facility. And think about it from the facility's perspective. Like, it's a pain in the butt for us, yes, but they're not allowed because usually that's a way to get illegal stuff done, right? So if somebody, let's say, is not allowed on your contact list because, let's say, they're a co-defendant or somebody that you ran the streets with or somebody that you're doing shady business with, if like Adam calls me and I 3-way call somebody in that's not on his phone list, that's breaching security. So I understand it. So like the reason why I can't have Adam on a live video is because that could make him lose his phone privileges, because that's considered a 3-way call. It used to be actually years ago that you couldn't even put the phone on speaker, as Mom told me. I never, thank God, had that experience, but one time she and I were together in Washington, D.C. We went to the White House for a candlelight vigil for Can Do Clemency. It was right when President Obama was about to leave office and he was signing clemencies, and Adam was one of the petitions that was submitted with the Can Do Clemency group. And it was really cool. It was this press conference with Van Jones, etc. So Adam kept calling, and at one point I was like, here, I'm gonna put you on speaker so you could hear. And she's like, no, don't put him on speaker. And I was like, why? I've done it 100 times. What are you talking about? And she said, no. She's like, in the past, she goes, I tried to put him on speaker to talk to my family, and as soon as I hit the speaker button, they cut the call off. Thank God it's not like that anymore, but speakerphone, I guess, back then was considered 3-way call. I don't know. Right. Feel better, sweetheart. Love you. Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry. I know the notifications are a pain in the butt, but I heard they're getting a little bit better for people, so hopefully it just keeps getting better and better. I would get dropped even if I didn't make 3-way calls, but they drop 3-way calls. They drop it if it's suspicion. Yeah, and also I should take my sunglasses off. I know I should, but I'm not feeling well, and it's getting dark. I really shouldn't have sunglasses on. So they're hiding the big blue hollows underneath my eyes. That's the only reason I have them on. Yes, Melinda, thank you. I was just about to say. So we tried to use Google Voice. A lot of facilities consider Google Voice a third party or any kind of local number. So if you set up an app or use a service that it provides a local number, some facilities consider those three-way calls, and they won't allow the call through that number, or they'll drop the call when they figure it out. So Adam and I just have never had luck with Google Voice, just can't use it. We have another local calling number that works for us for now. It just depends. They're transferring my guy to another facility. Do I have to resubmit another visiting request? So in the past, I would have said no. But as far as I'm aware, my last two friends one of them is his wife, they're married legally. The other one had been visiting her friend for years, and they both had to resubmit visiting forms to the facility. Now, when Adam transferred, but this is going back almost 10 years, his list transferred with him. This is federal, you guys. So it used to follow him. I don't know if the other two were freak things, and they still do, but my experience, it followed him 10 years ago. I don't know if it's different now. Somebody just said it does follow them, so I don't know. I'm not really too sure. We use Phone Donkey. I do too. And has worked well. This is a federal service. Yeah, I've used Phone Donkey. I've used Sideline. I've never had problems with either of those. Does anyone else have any other questions? Is anybody getting hit by the hurricane? Is anybody in the area? Have you ever had a conjugal visit? That's a great question. Have I ever seen, these are great questions. Oh my gosh. Okay. So no, the federal system does not allow conjugal visits. It doesn't matter what state the facility is in. It doesn't matter what state their charge is out of. They do not have conjugal visits. But if anybody here that watches my videos gets extended family visits and would like to appear on my channel, I would love to interview you because I have a lot of questions about them. Have you ever seen Adam handcuffed and shackled? Do they ever make them be restrained for visits? So, Nick, thank you, Jesus. I have never had to see Adam handcuffed and shackled. I have this weird reoccurring nightmare / daydream that Adam is in court and he comes out in his cuffs and his shackles. I only saw one person in shackles in real life in my whole entire life, and it was at my friend's boyfriend's sentencing. And we were in the courtroom, and he was coming out over from the side, like this front side, walk up to, the stand, whatever it's called. I'm really bad with this terminology. And, right in front of the judge's bench, and he was getting sentenced. The sound of his shackles literally cut through me. One time I was walking into and sometimes we'd put chains around us, or they'd put chains around the bar to make them heavier. So if you think about it, as the chain hits the floor, it's going to take more weight off of it. As the chain leaves the floor, it's going to add more weight, right? So I never used the chains before this day when I was walking in, and I could hear, there was a class already going on as I'm walking into the gym, and I could hear the chains, and it was the exact same sound of my friend's boyfriend in shackles. And I had to leave. I had to run to my car and pull myself together because I was about to have anxiety. Like I was about to have a panic attack, which I don't even have panic attacks, but it just cut through because the thought of seeing Adam in shackles and handcuffs kills me. So I have this nightmare. Sometimes it's a daydream that Adam and I are in court and he's shackled and he's cuffed, and for some reason, this is a dream, you guys, just making this very clear, it's never happened. And I go up to him and the cops give us a minute, and I have this dream where he lifts his cuffed hands and I come underneath them and I give him a kiss, and he's so embarrassed because that's Adam. He would be mortified for me to see him in cuffs and shackles. I've never seen anybody in cuffs and shackles at a visit. I've never been in a situation where anyone has been cuffed or shackled, but I don't know. Every facility is different. Every level is going to be different. I don't know if, let's say, death row inmates need to be cuffed and shackled. I don't know if where I go, they cuff and they shackle the guys from the hole all the way to, and they lock down the facility when they're moving somebody who's in the hole. So if they're taking a guy out of the hole for a visit, they will cuff him. I don't know if they shackle him, but they'll definitely cuff him. Lock the facility, because you can't have people out in the open when somebody's cuffed, because they have an unfair advantage. So then they will bring him down. But when he leaves the back little changing area and goes into the visiting room where I go visit, they take his cuffs off of him. So I've never seen it, but I know people who have visits who the guys are cuffed and shackled. I've just never seen it myself. Thank you, Jesus. I've never seen it. Poor Adam would be so embarrassed. It was the most horrible experience of your life when you saw it, Melinda. I bet. It's literally a nightmare of mine. How was your friend doing that started dating a guy that was Adam's friend in prison? She lived in Florida. Oh, she's on here. You could ask her. Shackles are the worst. Did you see mine? Did I see her what? It was all I could do not to rush the guards. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. So true. In the feds, they are shackled and behind glass on death row. Oh, Carly, that's gotta suck. Thank you, whoever got Genevieve's comment. Oh. Yay, you caught a live, Neela. Yay, yay, yay. And Nick, you have Melinda's back. You're cute. I've tripped on my shackles many times. Oh, Jen. So Adam told me this story. He hates transferring. He hates transferring, as I am sure you're well aware, or anybody who's lived through either themselves or their loved one transferring. It sucks. So the last time he transferred, he was on a long ride, middle of the night. You know how it goes. They're belly chained, cuffed, shackled, squeezed all together. So he's trying to get off the bus in his shackles, and his shackle gets stuck. You guys know, like, bus steps. His shackle gets stuck, and he's about to, like, fall on his face. And he catches himself, and the cops are all just, with their stupid, I don't even know if I could say that, even though I've said a curse on this video already, but, with their weapons and everything. And, no, everyone's just watching him. And he's like, can I get a little help here? Like, he's belly chained to his cuffs, black box and everything back then. And how is he supposed to help himself get his shackle unstuck? It breaks my heart. Jen, I'm sorry you went through that. I bet. I can't imagine. Or like when they shackle a woman during labor, like, Thanks for answering. Does he get cuffed inside? Yeah, they get cuffed sometimes. That's the worst, transferring a 5-hour ride. Oh, Jen. Belly chain shackled, squished between people. Oh, and they don't let you go to the bathroom, right? Oh my God. My husband wears black socks when the marshals came in and took him off the job site. Obviously couldn't get whites, so he was also barefoot in shackles. Oh my God, Adam showed me. Oh, Adam had to go out for an MRI a couple months ago. I came to visit maybe 3 weeks after his MRI, and I was like, so how was it going out, blah blah. He hates to leave because people stare at him and this and that. So I was like, shackles, cuffs, everything. He's like, yeah. And he pulls up his pant leg and he has scabs like this, and I go, shackles? He's like, yep. He's like, they made them so tight. He got huge scabs, like this big. 3 weeks later, they were still there. So he's cuffed, brought you, and then uncuffed when he gets to you. That's only if they are in solitary confinement. They don't have to be cuffed when they're moving around the units, unless the only reason that they would be cuffed coming out to visit would be if they're in the hole, because when they're in the hole they have to be cuffed. When they're moving around, they also have to lock down the facility. Guys are not allowed to be on the compound when somebody is cuffed and being moved from the hole, because that is putting that person at risk because they're the other people are at an unfair advantage, and he can get jumped and he can't protect himself because he's cuffed, if that makes sense. But no, if he's just, if anybody's on their unit and they're normal and they're not in the hole is solitary confinement, then he doesn't have to get cuffed to move to visit. They'll just call him when his visitor arrives. The front desk is supposed to call and this is the way it works there. I'm sure it's different everywhere, but the front desk that processes us in is supposed to call back to the unit, the officer on duty on his unit. They're supposed to tell him he's there. Then he has to walk down. He has to wait in line, get changed out, and come see me. Sometimes they call, sometimes they forget. One time I was there for 2 hours. They just forgot to call him. And he was pissed that time. But no cuffs there. Anytime they move around the unit. So I guess it's the same thing as if they're in the hole, if they're on DR, it sounds like, Carly. Gotta go, everyone. Have a good night. Please hit that like button. See you soon. Thanks, Jen. So you guys, I know that I've been doing some really depressing, exposing videos lately. Monday and Wednesday were both really pretty depressing. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit more of a positive one, and then I kind of have some scheduled out for the next few weeks because I'm trying to get them to make sure I have them scheduled through me being in Dallas at the Prisoner Family Conference. So I am trying to come up with some fun, lighthearted videos. Junie sent me a really cute idea to do. If you guys have questions for my next live or ideas for anything you want me to do, like fun, lighthearted, or any topic, I love that you guys are sending me articles with corruption, like the lady who was gave birth in her jail cell alone. So sad. I'm just taking a break from those for a few days, for a few weeks maybe, because I've had people who are like, oh my God, it's so depressing. This is so depressing. Like Monday's video, someone was like, it's getting too depressing. And I don't want my channel to be depressing. I want it to be a place of information. I want it to be a place where you can come and get support. I want it to be a place where we could like cut up and have fun too. So what do I have coming for you? Tomorrow is a fun one. Tomorrow is all of the good experiences that I have with COs and visits. I've talked about all the bad ones, but it's kind of, whoops, sorry, I got disconnected for a second. It's not hard to go all the bad ones with talking about the good ones, especially because they have to fight against the grain all day, every day, because majority of people don't care when they're working in there. But there are those good ones. Oh, is it in July? I wrote in go. Oh, Nick, you are more than welcome to ask your questions. Appreciate it. And if you want to Facebook DM me them, I'll be more than happy to make videos about them. That's helpful to want to know what you want to know. So the black box security is this. If you have in your file, I think it's like menace to society or something like that, Adam was automatically marked a menace to society, I think it's called, because they're a flight risk because of the amount of years that were put on his sentence. So because he was over a certain amount of time, he automatically had to qualify for this black box security level. I put a picture of it in one of my videos. It was a while back, but I'll try to find one and I'll send it to you. Basically, you have your cuffs, right? And over your cuffs is this little black box. So there's not as much give. So there's even less risk of you being able to like manipulate your cuffs and get out of them, which you shouldn't be able to anyway. But it's just an additional layer of security if somebody is found to be like a menace to society or a flight risk or somebody who could potentially escape. He got that removed though. When his points lowered to go down to a medium, they lifted that for him as well. Ask away, knowledge is power. I love it. More about you, Ro. A day in the life, yours behind the scenes. Jody, thank you for saying that, because I was watching back old videos and I used to do a lot more of that. And recently, I don't know why I switched, but recently it's turned into like sit downs. So I'm trying to save money to get more of like an action type of camera, because all of that usually I do on my phone, and then I have my like big vlogging camera. So I might have to start doing more of that. I love that. Thank you for that. The reality of what's going on in prisons is depressing and terrifying and needs to be told. Thank you, Kelly. You're right. I just want to kind of mix it into, because I don't want people to get to the point where I'm not watching her video because everything she talks about is depressing and corruption. So I just want a little bit of a break. But you guys, if you want to keep sending the articles, I'll keep reading them. A tripod. It's not a happy space we sit in, but people need to know. Yes, you're right, Melinda. You guys are so right. I just need to, I'm trying to find a healthy balance, if that makes sense. Okay. So I have that. Then I have some really good, I have two really, really good videos coming out for September 11th. One's going to post on the 9th. One's going to post on the 11th. September 11th was the event that made Adam change his whole entire life and turn it around. Before September 11th, he was just on the wrong kind of time. He was a young kid. He was grappling with a 213-year sentence. He was only 6 months into this sentence, so he was just about 24 years old, and he woke up in the hole on September 11th, and then he told you guys his story. So that's coming on the 11th. And then also, I live not too far from New York City, so like 12 miles, not too far from New York City. I could see the smoke. I could smell the soot. I had family members and friends who were in the city. And so I told the story from my perspective, what I went through, what it was like that day, in memory of people who experienced that. So that'll be on the 9th. Adam's story will be on the 11th. And then I have some really good interviews that I did. Lots of stuff. But I have other stuff that, is coming. We have lots of stuff coming from the family conference. We're going to do so many lives, as many lives as we possibly can while we're down there. Why am I being fidgety? That's weird. So yeah, look out for that. But tomorrow should be a good one. You guys keep sending your questions. Nick, if you have more questions, just Facebook inbox me. And that's it. It isn't good to dwell on heavy all the time. Of course. It's been 9 years for me and it's been hard, but I feel it's getting harder and I'm starting to shut down a lot more. Any advice on how to keep positive every day? Yeah, so maybe instead of me giving you the advice, I will do what I think it was Kelly or GM. I don't remember who asked, but maybe I'll do a day in the life and like how I stay positive. Maybe I'll do that kind of a video. So instead of just saying it, I'll show you exactly what I do throughout my day to keep myself in the right mindset. How's that? We'll do that. That'll be good. I'm going to screenshot that comment. I'm going to send it to Poochie because Adam and I have both been trying to get Poochie to get on a video. He is so busy. It's so wonderful. He's so busy because he's working, he's staying out of trouble, he's in a relationship, he's doing so well, but it's so hard for us to coordinate our schedules because when I'm at work, he's not, and then when I'm not, he's at work. But I promise I will fight to get Poochie on a video, I promise. And I'm going to tell him you guys are all asking for him. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks, Jody. Poochie! We all love Poochie. I miss Pooch. I actually should try to, he does not live far from me at all. He lives like 40 minutes from me, so maybe I should go down and his cousin's boyfriend, I think, is like a very well-known podcaster. He has a whole studio. So I was going to go down there one time and film a video in his cousin's studio with him, which would be really cool. But, he's in a relationship since then, which is amazing and awesome. And I'm so proud of him. So it might just be a little bit difficult. We'll see. I promise I'll work on it. Everybody wants to see Pooch. I told Adam, I was like, I'm not the star of my channel. It's you, it's Poochie, it's the guys, and that's exactly how it should be. I love it. Every video you do is really good. Thank you, Nick. That's so good to hear. He's so great and was so knowledgeable and gave us perspective on the inside. Yeah, I have a few people who I can lean on for that. I have a guy who literally just got out yesterday, and I just need to give him some time to settle. I hate Shackles. I've been in jail 3 times, and the first 2 times I almost tripped in the courtroom. Thank God I was pregnant last time because they didn't shackle me. Oh my God, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. Tell him he's being requested. I will. Trent family, did you have your baby in jail or did you get out before you had the baby? All of these videos I've been seeing recently about, oh, having the babies in jail just breaks my heart. Jess's story, it's just so hard. My phone froze. Oh no. Thank God you're still here. I might have froze too. I got kicked off at one point and it came back, thankfully, very quickly. You're a star. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. Once again, we're almost here for an hour. So, I'm going to get going. Does anyone have anything last before I go? Okay. I love you guys. Keep staying strong. Keep loving strong. Keep supporting one another through this journey because you're one day closer to all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the next one. But in the meantime, you guys just make sure that you're staying safe. Make sure that you don't feel forced to go to visit. Make sure that you drive safely. You pull over if it's not safe to get there or to get home. I know it sucks. I know it feels grueling to miss a visit, but I promise as long as you stay safe and you keep yourself healthy, there will always be another one. And it's one closer to them being home anyway. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with my other video. Bye, guys. You're welcome, lovies.